Welcome everybody. This is Richard Kuhns, author of How to Get Your Life Back from Morgellons, Chronic Lyme, and other skin parasites. Along today with Robin, my co-host. Hi Robin, how you doing?
Hi, good, thanks.
Good. What is today's date? September 29, is it?
26.
No, it's 26.
26, September 26, 2021. Today's topic is fungal issues, internal fungal issues. About 3 weeks ago, we discussed external fungal issues, skin fungus, various ways of dealing with it, and we talked about toenail fungus and fingernail fungus, and I did learn something since then, just a few days ago, and that is the mineral boron is good for fingernail and toenail fungus. And we do have two forms of boron in our store. I can't tell you which one is better. I don't really know. One is just basic plain boron, and the other one has 3 variations of boron. So I don't know if one is better than the other or not. I don't know. But so for those of you dealing with fingernail fungus and toenail fungus, we know it's not connected to Morgellons, but I mean, we're dealing with skin issues, and the approach is basically a foot bath or a hand bath with some warm water and maybe a half a capful of apple cider, half a capful of Nature's Gift, 50% or a quarter cap of the 100%, and add in some apple cider vinegar and supplement your daily supplements with some boron. Now, boron happens to also be what is said to be the antidote for Morgellons. So, hey, it's a double whammy here. So boron is rather important. In fact, there's a video, and anybody who completes the questionnaire gets the link to it. But in the video, it basically says the antidote is boron and alkalizing your system. And what they recommend in the video is apple cider vinegar to drink it. But, apple cider vinegar is fantastic if you only have Morgellons. But 90% of us, according to the questionnaire that I received from each of you, seem to have columbella as well, and apple cider vinegar will feed columbella. So it's like swimming uphill or swimming upstream if you attempt to alkalize your system with apple cider vinegar. So you can use baking soda. That is also something that people can do. Baking soda twice a day on an empty stomach. You can also use our ionic minerals. That will also alkalize your system. So there are other ways of alkalizing other than apple cider vinegar. So let's get into internal fungal issues. You know what? Many people claim, and I've seen experts on YouTube putting in a lot of time and taking videos and stuff saying that Morgellons is fungal. And we had a discussion about this, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago. What is Morgellons? And Morgellons is not fungal. That's my opinion. And, the bottom line is, to be fungal, there has to be 2 things. There's got to be chitin involved with Morgellons. And there's got to be a hyphae. That's like a root system that every fungal organism has. It's like the root, and that root uptakes the nutrients from the host. So Morgellons is not that. Morgellons are filaments comprised of collagen and keratin. There's no hyphae involved. Yes, they do find spirochetes, an indication of Lyme disease often associated with it, but there's no hyphae, there's no keratin. I mean, no chitin. So it is not fungal. There's even a book that says it's fungal. And suppositions is what that is, supposition. I've dealt personally with Morgellons, not fungal. Robin, what's your experience? You've had Morgellons. Any fungal thing going on there, internal? No. So not at all. But yet 90% of those who complete the questionnaire are dealing with some kind of fungal issues. You know, I had one fellow write me and tell me that he used, let me see, how do you pronounce this cream? He used ketoconazole cream in his hair.
That's good cream. It helps.
And it cured him. Your volume is low, Robin. Raise your volume.
Sorry, how's that? Is that
That's
better?
much better. And it cured him of Morgellons. Now, you know, I get time and time again people saying, hey, I did this and it cured me of Morgellons. You know, what it might have cured him of is skin fungal issues, okay? And the thing about Morgellons is that once you have some other cofactor like skin fungus or some kind of internal fungus or internal parasites, hey, all bets are off of having boron simply work by itself along with alkalizing your system. All bets are off. Those issues need to be addressed. So today is about internal fungal organisms. Now, the one that we're most familiar with is Candida albicans. And what seems to complicate the issue here is that those who come down or contract Morgellons after a period of time, if not initially, but at some point, the gut biome is turned upside down. And when the gut biome gets turned upside down, the mucosa get weak. That's the lining of the intestinal tract with these cells. They're called mucosa. And they are like the gatekeepers. They let the nutrients pass from the intestinal tract into the bloodstream. But when they get weak, they let crap get through, like Candida. And you get Candida albicans into your bloodstream. Well, there you have fungal circulating freely, all right? So bottom line is that one of the important things, and it's part of my protocol, is to strengthen those mucosa. And a great way of doing that is with feeding them their food, their natural food. They love L-glutamine. And I mean, L-glutamine is a natural sugar. It's a high-quality sugar. It doesn't come in capsule form. It comes in a powder. You get it 12 ounces in a jar. And I don't know what the instructions are. Take a teaspoon once or twice a day. I don't know. But that's the food for the mucosa. And that strengthens them. Another thing about the gut biome. Now, this is all important because we want to get healthy, and we're not going to get healthy as long as our gut is leaking. Leaky Gut Syndrome. You never heard of it 30 years ago, but boy, it's very prevalent today. And, you know, okay, I can rail on Monsanto and their glyphosate for 20 hours, and I can give you 20 hours, another 20 hours worth of videos about how bad that stuff is and how it's a natural antibiotic and how it destroys gut biome. But let's deal with the impact of what we have to deal with here, and that is to strengthen the mucosa and get the gut biome going back in order. Another tremendous supplement is called Ion. It used to be called Restore, but it's specific minerals to restore the gut biome. We have that in the store as well. So there are two important supplements to help get the gut biome back. Now, the next thing is the King diet. I mean, you can go on the Candida diet. The anti-Candida diet is a great diet, but you can have olive oil, and you can have other things that also feed Morgellons and other skin parasites. So you want the king diet. It is the fantastic, bestest diet for Candida in the world. There is nothing better, and Morgellons and other skin parasites. So you can wrap them all up together. So you want to utilize that diet. Now, part of that diet are fantastic vegetables. And since the king diet does not have probiotics being part of the diet. In other words, if you consume, now probiotics, here's an interesting little twist. If you read chapter 4 of the book, you'll find that probiotics are fantastic for Morgellons. Yeah. But they feed Columbella, springtails, and 90% of us, as I said earlier, are dealing with both organisms. So, I mean, okay, so you feed, that's like swimming upriver, right? So we go one step beyond. You know, probiotics, what do? They give you maybe 13 strains of probiotics, and there are maybe thousands, you know, so you're not getting all of them anyway. So let's go further up and look at prebiotics. That's where the answer is, prebiotics. So you get the gut biome going with feeding the mucosa, the minerals that contribute to a good place to be, and prebiotics. And two fantastic prebiotics, superfoods, that are in the diet are raw onions and leeks. I always call them scallions, but leeks, okay? So you bulk up your salads with those two. There are some other things. There in the blog, if you go back in the blog, bestmorgellonscure.com, just probably within the last month, there are some posts about these miracle foods. So read them, and so build your gut biome. That will ensure that the fungal Candida from your gut is not floating out in the world in your bloodstream and getting into your brain and every other organ in your body. So that's where we start. Now, there is a complete section in the book about Candida, and it can be serious. It can be life-threatening, and it goes through all the symptoms of the 3 or 4 different stages. So if you're dealing with fungal organisms, you definitely want to be familiar with that particular type of fungal infection. Now, again, there are other things that can be done, because Candida also is built the building blocks of chitin and the hyphae. So what we do is we go and we look at what you can do to get rid of them. Get rid of that stuff. Clean it out. And there are 3 things that you can do. One is a medication that is listed in the book and referenced in all protocols that I send out, is Lufeneron. Lufeneron. You order it from Mexico. You know, the veterinarians give it out freely in this country to pets, you know, and to the animal husbandry arena, but you never hear a medical doctor recommending that you take Lufeneron for your Candida. You know, they don't even know what I mean, I don't even think most doctors recognize Candida as being a problem. You know, they're that far behind, but we don't have to be that far behind. So Lufeneron inhibits the production of chitin. And the other thing, since we're always dealing with Morgellons, and Morgellons comes from different vectors, one of the vectors being mites, and that also take up residence in your skin, and who knows how deep they go. They lay eggs, and one of the other benefits of Lufeneron is that it inhibits chitin, and chitin is what the egg shells are comprised of. So by utilizing Luthineron, you do two things. One is you inhibit the production of chitin, which is what all fungal organisms are comprised, and you inhibit the production of eggs that mites lay coming to maturity. And by doing this, you can sometimes have an overload of toxins as this stuff is cleaned out of your body. Before I forget, I do want to inform everybody that I'm not a medical doctor, and neither is Robin or any of my wonderful coaches. I have fantastic people that work with me and make this all possible in helping you. I got an email from somebody today, and I just don't understand this. I don't understand it. She says, I bought all this stuff, and it's not helping me. I'm on your diet. I am taking the bath, and you don't get a lot of debriding soap for, it's expensive. It's not working. I looked her up. She's been a member since 2017. Has she been on this call? Has she talked to any of our coaches? Hey, you got to put your time in too. We're not here just to sell you products. We get the best in the world, but we're not here to sell. You can get things elsewhere. You got to put your time in. You got to call the coaches. You got to come on this call. You got to ask questions. That's what we're here for. We know it's a rough time. I didn't get over it in a day or two. It took me years. Took Robin a year or better. Everybody, all of the coaches, it's taken time. And don't expect just doing things are going to necessarily look, she's been on the diet, but I don't know if it's kicked in for her yet. Okay, that's important. Well, anyway, the FDA requires me to inform everybody that we are not medical doctors, and that before you start the diet or accept any of my recommendations, such as we're talking about here today with Luthineron, and we'll get into more recommendations of boron, is that you discuss them with your medical doctor to make sure they do not interfere with any health problems you're presently experiencing. The AMA requires us to tell you that being untrained in the medical field, we cannot diagnose, cure, treat, or mitigate any disease or any skin disease. But what we can do is educate you, and that's what this is all about, is education. Educate you how to utilize the King diet, how to clean them out of your environment, how to clean them out of your skin, and the targeted supplements to build health and immune functioning, which is what we're going to be getting into next. Now, the fungal organisms consist of hyphae, the root kind of thing, and chitin. So Luthineron inhibits the production of chitin. That's great. Now, what about the existing fungal organisms that are in your body? Now, there are probably hundreds of different kinds of fungal organisms that can be in our body. We breathe some of them in. They could be serious. And I'm not saying this is a cure. I'm saying that this is an approach. So the next thing that we have, and I've researched and found, is specific enzymes, a chitinase enzyme. Chitin, chitinase, okay, ace meaning enzyme. The chitinase enzyme gobbles up chitin. So by utilizing the chitinase enzyme, you turn 1,000 hungry pit bulls loose in your body going after the chitin, fungal organisms. Now, the fungal organisms also have the hyphae, the root system. And if you look in the store, you'll find calcium daclex. Calcium daclex is sort of like Luthineron. It's an inhibitor. Luthineron inhibits the production of chitin. Calcium daclex inhibits the formation of the hyphae. So we're going after the fungal organisms twofold. We're inhibiting their growth, and we're also sending thousands of pit bulls loose in your body to consume whatever they can find. And depending on the severity of how deeply infected you may be taking more than one or two of the capsules. The instructions tell you how many you can go up to deal with this. Now, the one thing that you're going to be happening if you do have a lot of fungal organisms going on in your body is you're going to be having detox. And detox is no fun. Detox can be serious. Detox can kill you. It can be that dangerous. So as these organisms are cleaned out of your body, they overload your organs. And if you go to Google and you look up detox reactions, you'll probably find 50 different types. You can have inflammation, nauseousness, hypertension, all kinds of things, headache, pains. They're no fun. So you want to prepare yourself for this. So one of the things that you can do, well, there are two things that you can do to reduce or perhaps skirt around them. One is there's a supplement called Zeolite. It's an aluminum, but it's not reactive aluminum like you would find if you're cooking with aluminum potware and you have the acids in the heating up and you're getting the aluminum into. No, this is not reactive type of aluminum, but what it does is it absorbs. So it's zeolite. It absorbs the toxins. The other approach, which I find far more reasonable and more effective, is to do two things. One, just about, I don't know, I would say about 75 to 80% of the people who complete the questionnaire have digestive issues. Well, okay, we talked about the gut biome and helping get that restored, but we still got the stomach and we have digestive issues. And we have some phenomenal digestive enzymes. Now, stage one, from just about everybody, agro-relief is the enzyme of choice. And it's phenomenal. Now, we also have an enzyme called Fluorocore, but as the name suggests, it's got probiotics in it, so we save that for stage two. When you get into stage two of the diet, you can have the probiotics, so you choose them, and no issue. But so whatever stage of the diet you're in, you would use one of those enzymes plus the complete amino acid formula. Now, the only problem is right now it's been 3 months and we haven't been able to get the amino acids, and we're sold out. So for now, it's zeolite. And hopefully in a week or two, we'll have the complete amino acid formula in, and then you can, now, amino acids they're the building blocks, 21 amino acids, and they're the building blocks. And if you listen to Dr. Zach Bush and his videos about glyphosate, you'll find that glyphosate inhibits a couple of amino acids, and he uses a great analogy. Because of glyphosate and how it limits amino acids, it's like trying to speak the English language with 22 letters instead of 26. I mean, you're going to have a problem because it blocks the uptake of certain nutrients from the soil into the food that the glyphosate is protecting the weeds against. So that is a good thing to do, is to replenish your amino acids and make sure they're balanced. And the enzymes are there to help you with digestion. So when we're looking at Morgellons, we're not just single track. We can't be. I mean, one guy finds this antifungal cures him. All right, well, you might be lucky. We do have we've discussed it on several occasions, a protocol for dealing with the hair and the scalp. In fact, one of our coaches shared a variation of the protocol just last week, I believe it was. And If it's fungal, well, you don't have to use that. Just use that cream I mentioned, and away, and your life is. But it isn't often just fungal. It mites are involved, and the other organisms. So we look at Morgellons from the complete spectrum. We don't ignore anything. We go after every possible cofactor that we can think of that will stand in the way of boron and alkalizing work for you. Okay. Robin, you have anything to add to that?
I just wanted to say that ketoconazole ointment, I think sometimes the reason it works for people is because it's also antibacterial.
That may be so too. Yeah. So, yeah, we don't say don't use it, but oftentimes it's not going to do the job. But we know our approach generally always does the job, and it doesn't happen overnight. So, great. Well, then that concludes this segment.